How's it going? This is the Callista podcast. I'm Dave.
I'm Scott.
And we are joined today by our good friend James. Say hi, James.
Hello!
Take two.
Take two.
James.
Yeah. So this
Perfect.
is the second time we've recorded this podcast. Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, oh dear.
So how's Ariandel doing, mate?
Yeah, we're doing about as good as any other band is doing, I think, at this point. Obviously, you know, we can't really see each other do anything that we were going to. Yeah, it's just sort of I think it's a bit of a head scratcher for most people. We're working on stuff behind the scenes that we can. So we've been making a lot of decisions about like what our next EP artwork's going to be. You know, like what's the plan once we get back to it. We're currently making the final decisions on like what we want the video to look like, because we recorded a single in January time, and we were literally getting ready to start shooting the video, and then they were like, oh, the lockdown's happening. So we were like, right, cool.
Yeah.
So this isn't happening. So, and then I was like, should we put the song out and then, you know, like do the video later? And the other two were like, no, we should probably wait till the video is out. It's not going to take that long, and well, we're eating those words now.
I think it'll be worth the wait though. It's worth putting out like a final product as opposed to like just the audio or just pieces of something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. It's one of these things where, as you say, like once it's all out and together, it'd be perfect. But it's just like, we were so close, because we're actually coming up to like 2 years since we last put out any music.
Oh damn!
Oh mate, I think that's kind of
We're close to that.
Yeah.
I think.
not really.
No.
It's a year for us now.
Just
I think.
about a year
Yeah.
and a half, nearly.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
There's only one
Yeah,
song
even
though, so yeah.
Yeah, but we were just like, it was only the other night, and we were like, oh shit, like it's like the last thing was the EP, and we were like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, once it's out, it's going to be dope, and hopefully everyone's going to listen to it. I've just whacked my mic stand at full pelt.
Wow.
We heard.
That will
Yeah.
sound good.
Nice
yeah,
one, man.
how's Callista doing?
Good. We're doing all we can to be productive in this time. For example, this podcast, and I've been writing a few new songs for us that are sounding very, very, very naughty.
Very different as well.
Very different. A different style for Callista going forward, but you're gonna have to wait and see for that.
Excellent. That's got me salivating.
Yeah.
I will say there is how can I say this without kind of like giving it away? Well, there's more of a metal influence in there, but it still sounds like Callista.
I'm expecting your very usual, like very like sort of almost black metal-y influenced like tone, like power trem picking sort of thing, and then just like absolute 80s synthwave.
Oh mate,
Bang,
do you know
smack in the
what?
middle.
We've got to add
Spot
some
on.
of that. Yeah,
Spot on.
Yeah, pretty much.
80s synthwave is what we're doing from now on.
Perfect.
Cool.
It's the way forward. That's what we're doing as well.
Yeah, exactly, mate.
Right, let's get some tours booked then. Well, not right now, obviously.
I mean, but like, please, once this is done, can we please do tours?
Legitimately,
Yes,
I would
yeah.
love that.
We should do a Fortnite tour. Did you see Travis Scott did a gig on Fortnite?
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Didn't Weezer like release their album on Fortnite too one time?
Yeah,
That is such
I'm
a
pretty
Weezer
sure they
thing
did,
to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Marshmello did that like live gig there as well. Like I can't remember who it was. Like somebody on my something I saw on Facebook. Someone was like, "This is the future of music, doing it through Fortnite," and I was like, "I really hope not."
It's a way to get like young kids into your music, but is that really what? I don't know if
Yeah.
young kids is our demographic.
Yeah, definitely not my demographic.
No.
No.
Right, let's talk about some shows, some experiences that we've
Yes.
both shared. So James, being a good friend of ours, he's a good friend because he's been in Eviscerator and obviously Ariandel.
And Stay the Blade.
Everyone
forgets Stay the Blade.
forgets about Stay the Blade. But we played a lot of shows
It is,
together and we've had a lot of funny experiences together. So we're going to talk about a few of those. So
Yeah.
the first one has to be... Oh, should we save that for last, actually? Yeah, let's save that for last.
I know
So,
one, and it's got to be safe.
it's got to be safe for last, right? So, first one, Chai-In.
Yeah.
So, what do you have to say about Chai-In, James?
Well, I mean, I've had many experiences at the Inn of Chai, but the one that obviously I know you're bringing into question was I think it was like quite an early year one. This was like 2013. Thank God, that was 7 years ago.
No, I would have been 18.
That's nuts.
Just 18. When
I've
this
just
happened.
it's just crazy. But yeah, like obviously we'd only known each other for like I think like a little bit at this point. I think we'd just done our first show together like a little while before. But obviously we knew Dave because Dave was subbing in for Bleak Falls, and obviously we were all pals and stuff. And he came to this show, and you guys did your show, and it was what was it? You were told that you couldn't use your strobe.
Yeah, we used it anyway because, like we said before, we're fucking rock stars and we do what we want.
Fucking rock stars, dude! Absolute rock star energy. Am I still recording? Yeah, I am. It's fine.
We're recording. Don't
my
worry.
screen's. It's fine. It's just my whole screen just went blank. But it's fine. It's okay. But yeah. So after your set, obviously we did the usual. Oh, your set was so sick. Kind of borrow your amp. The usual questions that every young metalcore band with no money asks.
Yeah.
We were just like, oh my god, lads, you need to open it up for us, because this was a thing for us back in the day. Like we played so many shows, but no one moved, and it always used to upset us because people were like, no, we write good music for moving to, and then no one did. So we were like, go on, lads, open up the pit for us. Do us a solid job. And Dave and Scott were like, yeah, let's open up let's do it.
Fucking have it.
You were just like, yeah, just gonna fucking just
I really took that to heart,
18-year-old
didn't
Scott. Yes. Dave literally took it as a call to arms, as it would turn out.
And I suffered.
So yeah, we were just playing the set, and I don't remember what caught my attention. Somebody must have, like, I don't know, probably Jordan, my old vocalist, was probably just down the mic like, what the fuck? Because we're middle of a set, super heavy bit, and we look out, and Dave has got Scott by the hair, and I don't mean like a gentle sort of playful like, oh, I got a bit of your hair. Like, he's got a full chunk of it.
This is me
in his hand.
Long haired me as well, like really long haired Scott back in the day.
Yeah, like those beautiful locks. But yeah, like just a clump of them just in his hand, and he's just hammering Scott's face,
literally
brutalizing
them down on me.
Oh god, I'm banging.
Why are you still friends with me after that?
I don't know. I started to question it. But then he got a chair involved as well.
Yes. And a stool, yeah.
Yeah, a stool. And just, I don't even know, how did the stool end up in the middle of the place?
Well, I think it was Jordan did, like, because obviously the Chai-In, because obviously they don't really do shows anymore, so people won't know, but they basically there was like a little bit of a rise for the stage. And obviously when you're a vocalist, you want to do that cool power stance, on the monitor thing. But like, so I assume that's why he got the stool, to do like the whole kneel, like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put the leg up thing. But he's literally put it in the middle of the room, and Dave's just gone, oh, look, a weapon! And just grabbed it and just hocked it across the entire venue. Like, I think it like went against the wall or something. I think you could hear like the bloke at the back being like, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Like, I think the first thing I did though was dive off it.
Yeah, no, he took like a running dive off of it at me. Obviously,
I didn't actually see a stool. I saw a turnbuckle.
That was it. This is the foray into like what you would become.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
many. Yeah.
Go on.
Carry on.
Okay. So yeah, that was trying. I think at the end, like, because the guy who owned the place, he told us not to use the strobe. We did anyway. And then we had a little conversation afterwards. I was like, yeah, I used the strobe, sorry. But we just had to. And he goes, well, it wasn't too stroby, so that's all right. But we never got invited back there. So.
On the scale of strobiness, luckily it wasn't too high, but we were never asked to play there again after that day.
It was so bizarre that we got asked to go back there so often, because, like, truthfully, I don't think the bloke that ran it liked us. Because, like, he just never just seemed to be, like, that impressed to see us.
No.
But, like, we just always get a call just being like, do you want to come play the Chai-In? And obviously because
you kept saying yes.
Eviscerator. Well, just because, like, Eviscerate being Eviscerator and, like, obviously, like, just deciding to get blacklisted by, like, everyone in Brighton. Like, gigs were spare, man.
The prices there were extortionate. I remember this was, like, 7 years ago. And a pint was, like, over $5.
Oh my god, yeah. So I went up to, this was way back then, yeah. Like we went up to London once to play a show, and I think it was at the Unicorn in Camden. And I went up to the bar and I was like, "Oh, how much is a Copperberg?" And they were like £4.80, and I was like, "Cool, London prices, am I right?" But paid for it anyway because that's what I go to London, expect high prices. I was actually at the Chai-In the next night because obviously I went to college in Chichester, and the year below me were doing like their end of year gig, so I went down to support them. My drummer Liam from Arianda was actually on that year, and so yeah, I was at the show, and then I got up to the bar, obviously expecting to have a little bit of a lighter attack on my wallet. when I get there, because it's Chichester, and I was like, oh, how much is Copperboat? They were like £5.30, and I was like, what? And I still bought it.
Of course, you're
a captive consumer. I don't know what the right phrase is, but you're there. You can't get it from anywhere else.
I'm sucked in, man. Yeah,
that's it exactly. That's what they do. Oh, I remember at the Barclays Centre in New York when I went to go see NXT. You'd get a can of Bud Light for $16.
What the fuck?
Yeah, a Beyond Burger was like, I think it was about the same price. It was like double what you'd expect it to be, and a bit more. And I was like, oh, that comes with fries, and they're like, no, fries are $7. I'm like, what? Yeah, it was mental.
What's happened there is they've robbed you and then given you a burger because they feel bad about it.
That's it. That's literally it. Right. Yeah.
It's a bit like, I don't know if you guys, well, obviously you're both vegan, so you wouldn't have, but like Five Guys, I imagine it's just as bad in America as it is here, but I remember we were in London to see a band. Like, this was like a year or two ago, and it was the first time I ever had that. And it's like £15 for like a burger, fries, and a drink.
That's kind of
because you can't buy anything separate. That you have to buy it all separately. They don't have like meals or anything like that.
Yeah,
it was very disappointing.
Sure.
2 out of 10.
Right, let's move on because we have time constraints. Because my takeaway is due in 25 minutes. So we've got 2 more shows to talk about.
Professionalism.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
So the second one is Penhill Arts Centre in Lancing.
So yeah, this was. Am I right in thinking this was the EP release show for In My Blood, or was kind of connected to it?
It was around the same time, but I don't remember it being a significant
We like to forget
thing.
that EP exists.
Yeah, that's not actually a Callista EP.
Yeah, don't talk about that, man.
It
doesn't exist.
Okay. So my recollection was that it was not a Callista EP release show.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, this was obviously Dave. Obviously, we'd been talking. He was like, "Oh, you should totally come play with my band when we play this place." And we were like, "Where is it?" He's in Lancing, and we were like, "There's a venue in Lancing." And I was like, "Yeah, it's fine." So we're looking around, and we walk past the community centre, thinking like, "Well, this clearly isn't it because this is clearly somewhere children go on the weekend." And then I think it was Dave was like, "Oh no, that is the place," and we were like, "Oh, okay, cool." But you get in there, and like stage-wise, it was pretty sick.
It's a really big stage, really big.
Yeah, like because it had a drum riser and everything. Like I think I've played in like however long we've been playing shows now. I think I've played like 3 shows with drum risers, like proper ones, and I was like, "That's crazy."
Nice.
But yeah, so it was you guys. You were like in the middle of the bill, and then it was us, and then Bleak Falls were the headliner. I don't remember the name of the 2 bands that opened it because none of those guys are in bands anymore, are they?
I don't think so. Not like within
not
our
like we are.
Group of people we know. I don't think
they grew up and like got real lives, unlike us.
Yeah, they gave up on it. They realised it wasn't that cool to be in a band.
Who was drumming for us for that gig?
Toby Parsons. And
I was going to say...
We wrote Callista on his drum... He was only filling in and we wanted him to stay permanently, so we wrote Callista on his drumsticks in Sharpie.
Amazing.
Such assholes.
Oh, yeah. But to be fair, you guys had a lot of bad luck at that show. So, but my favourite... my brain just went dead. So your set was playing, and... I think we were saying last time we spoke about this, you were like, this was the first time you'd ever used like the light rig that everybody knows.
The strobe.
So you had like the big, the strobe.
The strobe that isn't too stroby.
It's not that stroby. But yeah, so obviously you guys were still like understanding what worked best for you. So, but I do want to ask, like, at what point in your brain did you go, let's just point it directly at the crowd
yeah, I don't know
and see what happens?
This is a 1500 watt strobe light. that
it was our first time.
We thought, it'd be so cool to put it on full blast and like make the strobe really fast as well. So
we could literally see people leaving during our set, like feeling ill, like uncomfortable.
Yeah,
hurting their
literally.
eyes,
I think like one of my.
I remember Matt Parsons, the sound guy, said after our first song he had to leave because he was like feeling the effects of it. He was like ill, and obviously like we don't feel any of it because.
It's pointing away from us.
It's pointing away from us, so we can't tell.
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah.
Like, what's the big deal? What's we so dramatic for?
And there's like people outside after our set just like ill and like
throwing up.
Yeah, literally. I think like I can't remember which like one of my bandmates. It might have been Jordan or something like that. Just came up because I think I've just had a stroke. Like, it's just like, I'm having like mini seizures as this is happening. Yeah, it's all over. But then I remember like because I don't know who hired them, but like obviously somebody showed up, like 2 dudes with cameras, because they came up. They said something to you, and then they came up to me, or like the lot that I was with, and they were like, "Oh, you right, guys? Yeah, like we came here to record Callista's show, but we didn't make it in time." And we were like, "Oh,
I love the
sucks."
accent.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember if that's what he sounds like. As I say, it has been like 7 years.
I think
But
one
yeah,
of them was Perry, who's in Our Fallen Hero, was in that band. I think that was
what
one
in
of them.
Cali-
I'm pretty sure.
What, Callista? Our Fallen Hero didn't play that. I know that much.
No.
But who knows? It's been a long time.
Oh,
but yeah, the
did,
guys were just like...
Hold on 1 second. Did that band play that had like Rob and Dan Brayman before Tomorrow Is Ours?
Yeah, 9 times over.
9 times over, that was it. Did they play
Was
it?
that one
so.
of them?
Because I know they played...
I'm pretty sure... Who is it? Like, was it... It wasn't the like Lewis White's old band that played as well, was it?
Oh, Espiritas.
Did Espiritas play? Yeah.
Was it Espiritas? Yeah, okay, yeah. Because I was thinking because I remember seeing them like more than once, but I can't remember where the other time was. It must have been there, yeah.
Yeah, I think that might have been it.
The little connections.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kieran from Woe Betide. Shout out to Kieran. Obviously, he was in one of the bands as well, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. They had that band, We Welcome the Wolves.
We Welcome the Wolves, because Toby was drummer for them. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. We Welcome the Wolves. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about it for days. I was like, what was that band called? It was Wolves something. At the Wolves.
Did you hear that Woe Betide song they just put out, by the way? Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been meaning to
Super
check it
dope.
out.
So good.
Is it? Yeah.
So good.
They are all sick musicians, but like just listen to them.
Yeah. They're just that. They're those guys. They're all really talented. You're like,
that's it. Yeah.
Annoyingly so.
Yeah.
Yeah, like annoyingly so. And obviously it's got Lou from Derelict Dream on it, which basically just makes most things
Spoilers,
better.
mate.
Spoilers?
I've not heard
He's
it
literally
yet.
in the teaser.
I didn't even see the teaser, mate. I'm not on social media
Fake
much
fan.
now, except for Twitter
No.
for wrestling beef.
Oh yeah, you've got to stay on for wrestling beef. We're going to get into that in a bit.
Yeah.
No, these guys were just like, do you want us to shoot your set and we'll make a video for you? And we were like, yeah, go on then. So yeah, we basically, through Callista's Unfortunate, we managed to cop a free music video.
Yeah, you stole the music video from us because they were meant to film and do it for us, and then they turned up late and just did it for you instead.
But if anything, if that does not describe like the friendship like dynamic between Callista and Viscera, which is just we just like profited off your misery.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess so.
yeah.
It's just how we vibed at all times.
Speaking of that, there's a lot of that in the next show that we're talking about.
Oh God, yeah.
The last show that we have to talk about. What would the word be for this? The classic. The legendary.
It's a thing of it's a thing of
mythical proportions.
Yeah, like it shouldn't have been. Like most bands would have gone home, like just called it there and just been like, no, I've had enough. But obviously, being young and dumb, we were just like, no, this is great. This is so good.
This is all part of the fun.
So this show is the show Callista and Eviscerator played.
And Bleak Falls
played as well.
Bleak Falls played, yes, they did.
Yes, they did. In London at the venue called Aces and Eights, which is smaller. Like the room is smaller than my entire flat, which is one room.
Yeah, I think it's literally about the size of like my living room here,
Yeah,
which is
like-
also my kitchen.
Yeah, it's like 15 people in there, and you can't move.
Yeah, it's crazy. But they do serve like freshly made pizzas on site, which is dope.
Yeah, that was cool. Like, because upstairs was like an actual like bar.
Yeah, and this is my one point that I love to tell about this is that we went downstairs and they were like, "Are you guys in bands?" Yep, here you go. And they're like, "Are you guys over 18?" And all of us except Dave were not over 18, but we were just like, "Yeah,
Except
we
Jacob,
are."
you mean?
Oh no, all of us. No, Dave, you were the only one who was 18 at this point.
Was I? Okay.
Yeah. So we were all like, "Yeah, we're over 18." Even though we weren't, and they just put these wristbands on us to say we could have alcohol. And then Jacob goes, "No, I'm not." And then they just give him this like non-alcoholic wristband so he can't drink beer for the entire night.
Amazing.
The pains of being honest. But yeah, so I guess if you will give me the honour of leading this, because
Go for it, man.
Yeah,
man.
Go from
like,
the start of the day.
well, to even start this story, you have to start like days prior. So so the show was on like a Thursday or Friday, like the end of the week, and right at the beginning of the week, I got sick. Like I got really ill. I still wonder if I've been as ill since then.
Oh wow!
And it's been a long time.
You were in a state, mate.
Yeah, you were not in a good way.
I was in fact a joke. Yeah, it's just things. So I was like, oh, that's all right. I'll be fine in a couple of days. But oh no, I just went downhill fast. So the show comes and I'm still ill, but for some reason I decided to still come to the show. So Dave, being the wonderful person that he is, was like, oh, he said to my band Eviscerator and Bleak Falls, he was like, oh, I'm going to organise the bus. And we were like, sick. We love Dave. Dave's a good organiser. We're not a good organiser. And also, it's free. So I think you may have like asked for like a couple of quid from us or something.
No, I think I rounded, like, because there was so many of us going, it was such a small cost for everyone to put towards the hire of the van that it was like, not very much,
Yeah. But yeah, you were just like, okay, so we should be able to get all the bands in and everyone should be allowed to bring like one extra person each. So, but unfortunately, like we all talk about like how like Callista are like pure rock stars, don't give a shit. Sort of like, well, we just didn't give a shit and we just owned that fact because we were terrible people back then. So my bandmates got into a bit of an argument about who we were going to bring because the other guitarist, Andrew, was like, oh, I want to bring my mate Benji because he's never seen me play live before and he's like one of my best friends. But Jordan was like, no, we're bringing Jake because Jake's like part of the crew, isn't he? Because he's like friends with all the bands and stuff. Now, these two never like decided amongst themselves what the decision was going to be. But I'll run the numbers for people. So there were 4 people in Callista, obviously you guys, because you guys didn't have a drummer, and 4 people in Callista because Dave was covering for the other guitarist. There were 6 of us.
Do you mean 4 people in Bleak Falls?
4 people in Bleak Falls, that was it. What did I say?
You said 4 people in Callista twice.
Oh, okay. It's I'm having a day, lads. Sorry.
It's cool.
But yeah, so there were 6 in my band. So realistically, we shouldn't have brought someone anyway. We should have just been like, no thing. But obviously, as I say, we're awful. So, as I say, the show comes. We all meet at West Worthing Station, which is like the only time I've ever been there, I think. And as I say, the van rolls up, and as I say, so there's 4 people. No, because you guys bought Luke, right?
Yeah, we bought Luke with us.
So you had 5 people, and then Bleak Falls had 5 people. We had 8 people. Like now, and you're probably thinking, wow, this is a big bus or like big van that you've bought. No, that's not true either.
Well, it was, but not big enough.
Not big enough, yeah, to consider. But what's that? Like
it was big enough if everyone
people.
just bought like the people they were meant to bring.
Yeah, if we had just been like honourable gentlemen and just not been arseholes and just not fucked everybody over, like this would have been better. Because once we realised that there wasn't enough space for people, it should have just been called there. Because obviously,
quick side note,
we realised.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, carry on.
Hold on.
Oh no, carry on.
I think Honourable Gentleman is a really good name for the name of this podcast.
Yeah, that'll be.
Oh my god,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
such
sweet.
honourable gentlemen.
Yeah. It sounds a bit milady, but we'll go with it.
It's fine. I'm sure if you dig hard enough, you've got a fedora somewhere. But yeah, so we've realised at this point, that we've bought too many people. That's it. But because we were bastards, we didn't say anything because obviously we want to get the best experience out of this than anybody else. Like fuck what everyone else is doing. So we would just like keep quiet while like I think it was like 2 of the guys in Bleak Falls were having a go at Dave for getting the numbers wrong. For God's sake, Dave.
Yeah, like fucking hell, Dave.
Yeah, so what are you doing, Dave? And we were just like, yeah, Dave, what you doing?
Oh,
fucking idiot. I felt so sorry for Matt Denyer, who was like a friend of like all of the bands, because like he just seemed so defeated. He was like, "Oh, it's all right, guys. I'll just I'll come up like for the next one." And like he proper like a lost dog just like walked up the road, and I felt so bad, but I was too ill to like do anything about it.
Sure.
But then like. And then obviously there was the realisation, which I have to put on Dave, which obviously was... actually it wasn't on you, because we didn't know that Bleak Falls would bring in the entire back line. So like, we have to bring the entire back line. So we had to call Chris's mum, Chris from Bleak Falls, who then had to bring like his mum along for the show as well, because she had to bring up all the gear. But of course, obviously, we're all friends, we set off. Now, as I say, when I mentioned that I was ill, like, I'm going to be honest, I couldn't stop shitting. Like, I couldn't stop. Like, it was just, there was no way. I couldn't eat or drink. Otherwise, I just had to sit on the toilet for like 3 hours. So I don't know how I made it all the way into London without having to make the van stop like at least 4 times. But we did. So I went in and very quickly used the toilet, you know, while we were all getting like drinks and stuff. And I think your dad was, because Dave's dad drove us, like, I think he was like just filling up the van or something like that. I say, I'm literally pulling up my pants. I get like a bang on the door. It's Jordan. He's sort of like, James, they're leaving. They're going to leave us behind. I'm like, shit. So like your dad had literally started driving as we're coming out, and like Jordan's like, no. But luckily, somehow we made it into London, and like fair play, like because we got there pretty a pretty decent time. I think considering that everything was falling apart. We get into the show, and it's just anarchy from the start. So it's like Bleak Falls back then. Obviously, like they were like, right, we're not going to drink before shows because we always get too drunk before shows, and then we don't play as good. And they were like, right, yeah, we're not going to get drinking. So the venue offered us like a free beer each, I think it was. Obviously not for Jacob, but yeah, for everyone else.
Jacob couldn't have one, but free beers.
No, and I couldn't either because A, I don't drink beer, and B, well, you know, I was having toilet issues.
The aforementioned issues, yeah.
The aforementioned issues, yeah. But like, so the guys in Bleak Falls were like, "Are you not drinking your beer?" And I was like, "No, I don't drink beer," and I'm like, I'm not well. And they were like, "Oh, can we have it?" And I was like, Yeah, I guess so. Because obviously they hadn't told anybody that they weren't supposed to be drinking before shows.
Sure.
So that led into a whole thing. And then came your set, and this is still one of my favourite sets of yours, just because like I have to admire the spirit of this. Because I was like, guys, you don't have a drummer. Like, who's drumming for you? And you were like, oh no, it's all right. We're putting it through the backing track with like all the like the instruments and stuff. And I was like, oh okay.
Do you know what I liken it to? You know, in the Titanic, when the ship's sinking, but the band continues to play while the ship's sinking, and they slowly die. That's what it felt a little bit like to me.
Yeah, definitely. But like, I have to be honest, like you guys just went for it and just killed it.
I think we still went for it. Like,
it wasn't even that bad. I just felt awkward. I'm definitely being.
I think if it had been a bigger venue, I think people would have noticed more. But I think it was someone went up to you, didn't they? And they were like, I didn't even notice there wasn't a drummer.
Someone didn't even notice we didn't have a drummer. Yeah. Which is pretty cool.
So that's pretty. I think that says a lot about Dave's like production skills when it comes to making fake drums.
No, I just think this person was like
an idiot.
Probably, yeah. Our set was a disaster because I was just so sick.
Dude, oh mate, like, how long of that set were you sat down for?
I think it was only like the last 2 songs.
Okay.
But it was because the world was going black, so I was like, I'm gonna sit down or I'm gonna pass out.
Was it that bad? Like you were close to passing out?
Dude, like I literally, I'm not even joking you. I couldn't eat and I couldn't really drink. Like I was able to like keep down water and stuff like that. But like if anything else, I just had to go to the toilet immediately.
I guess like imagine having a stomach bug, like, and then like imagine how like hot and sweaty and exhausted you get playing a show. That place was
in a basement as well.
Yeah. So
so it was just already probably pushing like quite a high fever on top of the fact that was just a hot box.
Yeah.
It was it was bad. But I just remember because like I think it was like Don and Chris came up to me like afterwards and they were like, "Oh my god, that was so funny when you sat down." I was like, "Lads, I almost passed out," and they were like, "Oh."
So I'm just gonna pause this quickly, and I'm gonna make a bet that my takeaway is gonna turn up before the end of this podcast, and I'm okay with that. You guys can just continue when I go.
We'll have a nice chat when Dave's eaten.
Yeah, it's fine. We don't need Dave. Who needs Dave?
You can bitch about me, and then I'll upload the podcast, and then when I listen back, then is the time that I'll realise that you've been bitching about me.
And the podcast will get cancelled.
Yeah.
It's already getting what was it? Like, but yeah, like the whole show was just crazy. I actually forgot to mention this about like the last time we spoke about this. Like, it led into another adventure, which brings up bad memories. But really? I was so sick, I thought someone had taken my amp and I'd taken theirs because there was another band that was playing that was using the exact same amp head as me.
Oh no! Oh dude, I think I remember. Was it a crate?
Oh my! No, that was Andy's. I had a PV Valve King, which I do actually miss dearly. That was actually quite a good amp.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was just like I was in the back of the van and I was like, there was something about it that just didn't seem like it was mine. It was clearly something that I just hadn't noticed before, but like I was convinced it wasn't mine. And obviously, I'm the worst person to ask because I was so sick.
Sure.
But it eventually led into apologies to the Eviscerated lads for bringing up this dark tale. When this was a couple of days afterwards, we were just like, we were at a rehearsal, and one of us was just like, "That's definitely not your amp. Like, it's just like, look at it. Like, it's in like way worse condition than yours." He was like, "Look, there's a bit of like rust on that bit. Like this clearly isn't yours. Like, yours was basically brand new." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right." And then me and Jordan ended up getting the train with that amp all the way up to Canary Wharf. Now, obviously, you two have probably held like a valve amp. Like, those things are heavy.
Yeah.
Like, they were like, and obviously, I'm a scrawny dude. Like, my upper body strength is like non-existent. So like, we carried it all the way to the Canary Wharf, and we saw the other band, and they were coming towards us, and they had this really weird look on their face, and we were like, "Oh my god, do not say what I think you're about to say." They were like, "You're right, lads. I don't think that's our amp." And we were like, "What?" And they were like, "Nah, look." So they'd wrapped their amp, and they opened it, and it was like kind of like dirty, and it had like loads of sticker marks on it, and they were like, "Yeah, I don't think we ever swapped amps." And I was just like, "Oh no!"
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
I didn't know about that. I've got the visual of Canary Wharf in my head so strongly there. That must have been.
It was literally just like me and Jordan, like just like in like a prone position, just on the floor, just like, it's like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Well, we first thought about killing Andrew because he'd basically just spent the last week telling me that it wasn't my amp, and my amp looked like shit. So,
so was it actually your amp in the end?
It was actually my amp the entire time.
Oh wow!
It was just like it just turns out that we just hadn't noticed things about it before.
So here's a quick life lesson for band members. On your gear, put some tape, some very strong tape on your gear, and then write your name on it.
And your mobile number. That's what
and
we
your
do.
mobile number. That's what we do. And the band that you're in, so people know.
Also, another good tip for people in bands: don't go to shows in London when you're so sick that you can't even see straight.
Yeah, that's another good one.
You make very bad judgment calls and just think. I'm going to be honest and say, like, to my old bandmates, like, why did none of them send me home? Like,
yeah,
they must have just seen me and just been like he's just pathetic. Like, look at him.
I wouldn't mind, but it was a show with us and Bleak Falls. Like, you're not good at that point in time. That was happening every other week. You were not missing the chance to play a show with Callista and Bleak Falls.
I think it was just because it was in like London, and that was like a big deal for us.
Yeah.
So it was I think that's why I just stuck it out. But it was
had
just
three guitarists. Did you really need all three of you?
No, we didn't.
I swear, most of your songs you all played the same thing anyway.
I'll have you know that I played sick lead lines, dude. Like,
well, yeah, of course, there's going to be some differences, but a lot of the time, like, you were all playing the same thing, right?
Yeah. Effectively, yeah. I was like, I don't know if you guys even know this, but like, I was literally hired to replace the other guitarist. Like, that was literally the reason I was like, because they were just like, because shout out to Tom Carlin, who I still miss to this day. Like, what a lovely guy. He's not dead. I just haven't seen him in ages.
I was going to say it.
I was like, oh,
why not know something? It's going to be like,
this is like the most tragic podcast ever.
No, he's not dead. Just to my heart. But yeah, no, he
you know.
But he like he was not a very good guitarist, like, at all. Like, I think that even that's being kind. But like, so they effectively hired me to replace him. But then, like, they didn't want to kick him out because he was too nice. So that's how we ended up as like a 3 guitarist band.
Okay.
Wow.
He eventually left, but I remember once we were it was like, because we used to rehearse at Andrew's house.
So hold on.
Wait.
Bloody phone calls during this.
Hold on.
Dave's just gonna go get his food.
I'm gonna go get my food.
So,
yeah, leave, Dave. BRB.
One sec. No, wait. Cheers. I've got something to ask you now he's gone. What's your top 3 most things that you hate about Dave?
My top 3 thing about Dave, right?
Top 3 things that you hate about Dave.
That's what I meant. Top 3 things I hate about Dave. Right, listen here, right? He's a really fucking good guitarist, right? And he's so fucking smug about it. He's like, look at me with my guitar in, and like just playing
subscribe
stuff.
to my YouTube.
Oh, look at me, I'm doing
well. Right, he's coming back.
Read my book. And yeah, so you can check out Chord Charisma on Dave's.
I stayed outside the door for a few seconds after I closed it, so I know what to
Real
look
talk,
for.
go buy Dave's book. I did.
34 minutes in, okay, cool.
It's fine. You can just chat out. But yeah, so I was just recalling like one of my my little heart to hearts with Tom, which absolutely crushed me, because like it was, as I say, we used to crash at Andrew's, because like obviously we used to rehearse like really late into the night. So he was like, yeah, just crash here, and we'd be like, yeah, cool. And it was both me and him crashing there once, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. We were just watching random stuff on YouTube, and we were just talking about stuff, and he was like, "It's like, can I tell you something?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I know that you're only in this band to replace me." Oh, and he was like, and he was like, "But I am glad that you're in this band because you're a really nice guy." And I was like, "Oh no, Tom!"
God,
that's so
like, broke my heart,
man.
Yeah, we were all really bummed out when he left. Like, yeah, he wasn't a great like musician, but like honestly, like he was so much fun to be in a band with. Like,
I remember
such
him being
cool
a really
guy,
nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
we're talking about him like he's dead, but
he's
really not.
We
just haven't seen him for ages.
He's
so.
not dead.
I literally haven't. I think I bumped into him in a Spoons like a year and a half ago, and I think that was the last time I saw him.
If you're going to bump into anyone anywhere, it's always going to be in the Spoons.
Always.
Right?
Wherever Spoons for me is like a school reunion or something whenever I go there.
I always see someone from my school, but I always ignore them.
Yeah,
so, fun fact,
Yeah, I've got a couple of people from my old school that actually work there, so I can't avoid it. Yeah.
But yeah, Aces and Eights just in general, that was the journey was just crazy, but the show was quite good actually. I remember having like a fair bit of fun, even though I was very unwell. And I do remember obviously that really amazing photo that we took in the van.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Home. I think that was over London Bridge, because we just looked at like the London Eye and stuff, like, oh, that looks sick. And then like Dave was like, oh, we're gonna take a photo. And then there's just me in the back. Fun fact, there are actually photos online of me at that show, and if you ever want to know what sort of like how pale you can actually go as a human, just find that photo, because like there's 2 photos of me at Aces and Eights, like from the show we did previously, because we'd actually played it before, and like I'm like normal skin color, and then the photo from that show, I am just white as a ghost.
Like,
I'm effectively just a mirage.
Science to see a study to how pale a human can be.
Literally, there's just no pigment in me.
Amazing.
But yeah, like I just like, even though, as I say, like it wasn't a good day for me, like body wise, like I say, it will always go down, I think, as one of like our favourites.
I think so. I've got one more Aces and Eights story that we can never leave out.
Oh, go on then.
And it was the first time I ever played Aces and Eights. I think I was still filling in for Bleak Falls, and
I love this story.
Eviscerator were playing the show as well. So yeah, I was watching Eviscerator. This was the first time I'd ever seen you guys, the first time I'd ever met you guys. And I was watching,
I know, and
I was like,
"Go on."
This guitar." It just never gets old. This story.
No,
this guitarist looks familiar to me. I'm like, where have I seen this guy? I know where I've seen this guy. So after your set, we become friends, and I'm having a conversation with you, and I think I asked quite quietly as well, because I didn't want anyone else to hear. I was like, is your guitarist that guy from World's Strictest Parents? And honestly, I recognised him, and I was like, no, that can't be that guy. And it is, yeah. So Andy is the guy from the Texas episode of World's Strictest Parents.
It's on YouTube too.
Yeah, you can check it out.
Yeah.
Check that out.
The weirdest thing is there are 2 things you can connect to that as well. So I'd actually seen that years ago, because right at the very beginning of the episode, you know, when it shows him like, you know, living the party life and stuff like that, there are 2 guys in it that I knew. And like my mate was like, oh, they're going to be on an episode of World's Strictest Parents. They're only in it briefly. And I remember watching it, just looking like, oh, they're my mates, and then just thinking nothing of it, and then realising years later what I'd saw.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But also it was I was showing, because obviously I live up here in Southampton now. I have a load of mates up here, and I was showing some of them like my old video diaries we made when we were recording an EP.
Yeah.
And like one of them saw like Andy in it, and they were like, wasn't he on World's Strictest Parents? And I was like, yeah.
I could have bought them houses.
I could have bought them houses. That was literally like that ended up in the EP. We were originally meant to put that like before a breakdown.
Oh, dude.
It was going to be sick. Ah, yeah.
Amazing.
Good times, man.
Yeah. Cool. So Aces and Eights, a lot of great shit went down there. So
a lot of James's shit went down there as well.
Yes.
I did. I literally came so close to shitting myself at one point. Like I was genuinely like, I was in the toilet and I was like that was too close.
Oh dear.
I was like, I could feel it like leaving me as I was pulling my trousers down. But that's enough grotesque things for one night. I don't want you guys to be like blocked in like 17 different countries.
I think we already are. So we've got 2 more things to talk about. So first of all,
yes.
Should we do this? The 3 favourite bands. Yeah, we'll do this now. So
yeah,
what are your 3 favourite bands, James?
Okay, so my 3 favourite bands are Callista. They're not. Sorry.
Correct answer.
I mean,
Moving
it is
on.
the correct answer. Do I get to be on the podcast again?
Oh, absolutely. We'll do it a 3rd time.
Oh, sick. This whole thing just again. So my all-time favourite band is Metallica. Like, this actually goes into something that you were saying in the last one.
Good shout. What's your favourite song? Is it Frantic or Are You Wrong?
I'm wrong. My favourite is One.
That is a good song.
That is the great, in my humble opinion, like that is still to this day like the greatest song I've ever heard.
Favourite Metallica album?
I'm gonna have to give it to And Justice for All.
Yeah, that's the correct answer.
I acknowledge
that is the correct answer.
But like, I'll even say like I'm not like a complete diehard. Like, I still acknowledge that Lulu is complete fucking trash. But like, I actually
Lulu.
kind of like over the years, like I've actually kind of like really like learnt to like really like Saint Anger. Like,
Mate.
Frantic sucks.
No, it
like,
doesn't. It's
there
the
are some
best
really
song. Dude, cancel the show.
That's it. Show's over.
But like,
See you
no,
in the
there
next
are some
episode.
really good songs. Like, there are some like really good songs on there. It's just a shame
Like
that it's just on
Frantic.
a really bad album. Yeah, like Frantic.
I don't know, maybe this is lost on everyone else, but I had this. We spoke a lot about how me and Dave get obsessed with it. I got obsessed with that song Frantic, like how funny it is, and I just kept posting it all the time. And yeah, it got bad.
You live it or lie it. You live it or lie it.
It's just a thing. But on real seriousness, like, yeah, they are my all-time favorite band. Like, I was into metal when I was really, really young, because obviously I have like an older brother who was like a teenager when I was like 5 or 6, and he used to like jam like new metal and stuff. So that was my initial introduction into metal. But then like I stopped listening to it for years, and then got back into it because of Metallica.
Sick.
That's sort of the thing.
I love
and
Metallica
I remember Sonosphere 2011. It was my first ever festival, and that was when the big 4 of thrash were headlined. So it was Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax, Megadeth.
Oh, nice.
And
nice.
just like, honestly, like seeing Metallica, like seeing like my heroes, like just go for it. Like, honestly, I've still to this day never seen a show as good as that.
Yeah, sure.
And it was just mwah.
Right, so we're going to go quick fire because my takeaway is getting cold. So, what are your second and third favourite bands?
Okay, so my second favourite band is the Acacia Strain. I was kind of in denial about this for years. Well, not
And
really
your
in denial.
third favourite band is?
This is the only one that I'm kind of stumped on. I'm going to have to give it a 2-way. It's either Good Tiger or the 1975.
It's definitely Good Tiger, mate.
I mean, yeah, they've like completely inspired like my band, and like
Actually, no. Actually,
I love the 1975. I would go for that.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're
It's
fucking.
a tough one, actually. Yeah, I'll give that to you.
That's what I mean. I have to give it to Good Tiger because they are so influential into everything I've done over the last 3 years, particularly with my band.
I really hear it in your style, like a lot. Yeah.
Like, we basically, our first EP, we basically just ripped them off. Like, I'm not even going to deny that.
Pretty much.
But but it was all in good heart. We loved them dearly.
Don't worry, there's bands that we completely rip off as well.
Yeah.
So
I know exactly the album you ripped off.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Like,
Yeah, it's all good. I mean,
it's fine.
You know,
it's called having
tributes, mate, isn't it?
influences. If you didn't have influences, then you wouldn't be able to make music.
But yeah, exactly. But also, I have to kind of give it to 975 because at the moment they're like one of the only bands I really like listen to like regularly, and they dropped literally probably the best song of their career yesterday.
Yeah, man.
And
really?
I haven't
So
stopped listening to it.
I've not listened to it. I'll have to check that
It's
out.
literally the best thing they've ever written.
They did a song with Phoebe Bridgers as well, and I fucking love Phoebe
Yeah, that
Bridgers.
one's really good. What is it, like Jesus Christ 2005?
Yeah.
Something. It's got a pretty weird title.
That's probably means something profound. That's gone straight over my head.
Yeah, same with me, just not with it. But yeah, those are my 3.
Good choices, really good choices. I can't argue with any of them.
Yeah,
except Acacia
thank you.
Strain. I'm not.
They're a bit, yeah.
I don't know.
That's
By-
literally
by-
every
I
single
keep banging
Acacia
this.
Strain song.
Yeah, but I just love it. I don't know what it is about them, but I can't get enough of them. Like my literally on my wall here in front of my desk, I have 2 posters. I have like a mug of theirs. I have like every album that I can get of theirs, bar one on vinyl at the moment. I have like all of their CDs. Like I don't know what it is. I just fucking love them. They're so
play,
good.
man.
I guess
Fair
I'm
play.
just not a big metal guy, really.
They've
Yeah,
got like kind of doomy recently, haven't they?
Yeah, dude. Like because they were getting a bit ground down. Even I can acknowledge they were getting a bit ground down by like the same sounds over like the last couple of years, but they've just been adding in this doom influence for like the last couple of years, and like they basically just went full hog on it, like over
whole
like
hog.
They
back
went
on
the whole
Boxing
hog,
Day.
did they?
they did go the whole hog.
You don't
Give
even
me a
realise
hog.
how funny that is to us.
I do realise how funny that is to you. I'm in with the jokes.
Oh, okay.
I'm like in Callista, kind of. I was at a show once. I'm basically in the band.
Pretty much. I mean, everyone
fact.
else in the world has been in Callista, so...
Actually, I was about to say, fun fact, Dave did actually ask me to be in Callista once.
Did I?
This was years ago. Yeah, it was
Shit,
after
yeah, when Jacob first
left.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and I really wanted to say yeah, but it was basically like Eviscerated had been on a dip for ages, and like we hadn't done anything, and so I was about to say yes, but then we started getting really busy again, so I was like, oh no, sorry dude, I'm really busy. And you're like, that's all right.
Think of what could it have been.
Yeah.
What could have been.
Yeah.
You could still be in it
probably.
now. We wouldn't have to do with
I'm
Jacob.
all right.
Joking. I love Jacob.
We love Jacob. It was really good to hear from him on the last podcast.
That was such a nice chat.
It was a really nice, yeah.
It was really
nice
chill.
podcast.
He's just chill, man.
He is.
I hope his stream where he had to talk about coffee went well today.
Yeah, I
Where he
missed
was
that
like-
because I was
I don't know what
working.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh right. What was that?
I think
Yeah,
I-
he did like a live stream with Horsham Coffee Roasters or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh.
exactly who it was, but he just did a live stream how to make like espresso at home or something.
Oh, that's amazing. I need to check that out.
We
It's
can't.
kind
It
of-
was
I
Instagram
need
Live.
to do it as well.
Oh, was it Instagram?
They should do that. That's the thing they need to do.
Just keep
Watch
the
it
video.
back.
You can just put it back on IGTV or something,
Yeah.
right? They should be able to do that.
Yeah, should be on there. But yeah, so those are my top 3 bands. Hopefully you two will tell us your top 3 bands, although maybe you guys could save that for like a proper, like a really in deep one on your own. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
I think we should do that.
I think we should do that.
I can already guess one.
Go on.
Maybe 2 for Dave. I would guess the Elijah and Viljata for Dave.
I think so.
I mean, I haven't thought about it, but both those bands are in the top 5.
Yeah, those are I was going to guess Humanity's Last Breath as well, but I was like,
they don't break the top 5.
wow, Jesus, because they've got high praise from you.
They might be like top
10,
15,
top
20.
15 even. Oh damn!
I think
man.
have they pulled out of that festival that I'm meant to be going to now in October? I hope not.
Euroblast.
I don't think that festival's happening, man. I hate to tell you.
No, I don't think it is either. No, it was meant to be happening in July, but they've rescheduled to October. But like 5 bands pulled out, and
Was this the
although
one
I
in
acknowledge,
Guildford?
like, yeah, dude, it was.
Dude, they were going to be
last year
playing
was
with
so
Dirty
fucking-
Loops. Like, what the
What?
fuck?
It was going to be amazing.
I've
I have the
made
tickets
jokes
still.
about that lineup before. I was like, imagine if Humanity's Last Breath played with Dirty Loops, and lo and behold,
They
it
literally
was
were going
a
to,
thing.
yeah.
It just wasn't meant to be, man.
Yeah.
I honestly, I really hope that it does go ahead because I went to the Radar's first year last year, and honestly, it was so fucking good.
The venue looks amazing for Radar.
Yeah, it was sick. Like
Yeah.
it was just,
Isn't
was
it
so
like
much
a casino
fun.
or something?
Yeah, I think it's literally called Casino Light Club.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, 2
'Cause
stages,
Like chandeliers
like-
and stuff, right?
Yeah, but yeah, honestly, like I hope that if they don't get to do it this year, then hopefully they get to do it next year, and
Yeah.
big up saving live music and all that jazz.
Absolutely.
I don't know what the hashtag is for that yet. But I wanted to end this with you guys talking, kind of putting a question to you two, because like we all partake in the graps. We all like a bit of wrestling.
We're all nerds, yeah.
we do the old headlocks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
First of all, obviously, I'm assuming you've both seen what was it? The second half of Dark Side of the Ring, the Chris Benoit one.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I only recently just watched that. That was Jesus, that was very heavy.
Dark, mate. Isn't
Deep,
it?
man.
Yeah.
It's so dark. I'd forgotten how dark it was. I remember my mate telling me about that in like high school, like when it happened, and I just like it's crazy how long it's been since then as well.
Yeah. I was like a kid
crazy.
when that
You're
happened.
ending the podcast on this.
No, I was actually going to end it on a slightly less darker note.
Okay.
But
alright.
so obviously very recently WWE let go of like a massive handful of superstars. Like some that I think people would have liked to have seen gone, but at a better time in the year.
Yeah.
So I was basically wanted to put the question to you guys, which is who do you think out of everyone that's left is set to have the best future?
Okay, I think me and Scott are going to agree on this. We've not spoken about it, but I just feel like we're going to agree. So after 3, we'll say...
Wait, no. Let me think who's been released.
Okay.
No.
No, I think I know, but I don't think we're going to say the same person, the same whoever.
Well, if we don't, then it's going to be a disaster.
It's
going to
be the end of our friendship.
Yeah, okay. 3, 2, 1,
Rockstar
Rusev.
Spud.
Oh...
He's been money, mate.
Yeah,
he's
Rockstar-
absolute money.
Did you see NXT though?
Yeah,
They're turning it into a work.
It's a work.
They're turning it into a
rehire him,
work.
and he should say, "Fuck off" and just
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I
it's
think
because,
Rusev's
like,
going to do like super
Yeah,
well.
I
like,
forgot he was
wherever
even
goes.
released. To
Yeah,
be fair, so
yeah. Yeah. Well, we got the
that's
R
it.
at the beginning, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's close enough. But yeah, no, it's just because, like, you see how, like, obviously, I think it was, like, Jim Ross has basically been, like, pushing executives at AEW to grab Rusev as soon as possible.
Yeah, he is. He's
but
money.
I'd say, but, like, there's something about, like, obviously, Rockstar Spud, or Drake Maverick, for those who don't know him as Rockstar Spud, like, the way that his story has unraveled has just been so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest, like, it's not that I wasn't a fan of his, but I hadn't really, like, digested enough of him to really become, like, a proper supporter. But, like, ever since this happened, man, like, behind him all the way.
I saw someone say, like, any company that can't make money off of him more than he's worth is doing something completely wrong.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
I went to a TNA show in 2015. It was Rockstar Spud versus EC3 in a hair versus hair match. And that is honestly, I'm literally getting chills. Like, it was one of the best matches I've ever seen live.
Yeah. Him as well. He's another one who's gone, who will do a lot now.
Yeah. EC3 is super underrated. He is like a MJF type character.
Yeah,
he was like TNA's MJF in like 2015.
Yeah, definitely. And like, what was it? That 6-man ladder match he had, that takeover.
God damn.
Dude, that was amazing. I watched that the other day.
So good, yeah.
Ridiculously good. Spot fest. Absolute crazy spot fest.
We love a good spot fest.
Yeah, mate.
But yeah, I wanted to send on that. Like, you know, like, get a bit of wrestling. Because we all know that Dave loves a bit of wrestling, so does Scott. And I'm quite partial to it. And, you know, that brings
Who do you think, anyway? We'll end with that. Who do you think's going to have the best career?
I'm sort of torn between those three. I think that Rusev's going to do really well if he goes to AEW. I think Rockstar Spud will do well no matter where he goes, and I think the same with EC3.
Yeah.
Like, I think those two, no matter where they go, they're going to do well. But Rusev, I think, is really going to shine if he goes to AEW.
I think he'd be good in New Japan, just as good.
Oh, imagine Rusev in New Japan.
He would be incredible.
Oh my
sick,
god!
Actually, yeah.
I am going mental right now.
Salivating at the matches there. Kota Ibushi versus Rusev. Just imagine that right now.
Rusev versus Minoru Suzuki. Can you imagine that?
Oh my god!
That's why he needs to go there
now.
first.
Yeah.
Right. Ban AEW. Go straight to New Japan. Do us proud, my guy.
Yeah. Actually, now I actually thought he should have gone to AEW, but now thinking about it,
he's made for New Japan. He's made for New Japan.
He's a nice, big, solid, meaty guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even. Nah, don't put him in Bullet Club.
No, he would suck in Bullet Club. I think he'd be good in Chaos. Yeah. Or maybe just be like John Moxley and just don't have a affiliation.
Just be himself, man.
Yeah.
And leave Lana in WWE.
She's gone as well.
Has she?
Yeah. Has she
gone?
No.
Has she not been released?
Nope.
I swear Lana's been released. Okay, maybe not then. Okay.
Oh, well, there you go then.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's sort of where... You know, nice thing to end on.
Yeah, lovely thing to end on. A bit of positivity with our guy Rusev.
Yeah.
No, this has been cool. I really enjoyed this. I actually think
this has been, yeah.
It's been nice to catch up with you as well. Not just do a podcast, but it's always nice to just chat to a friend at the moment with things, how the world is right now. It's nice to chat to
absolutely, man.
Like,
I hope you guys are both like, you know, doing all right and, you know, are safe and alive and
we're all good, mate.
Yeah, we live together, so there's that at least, you know. It's good to have a friend that you live with, I think. It makes it...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Say, like, obviously the two guys in Ariando... by the way, everyone go check out Ariando. Cheers, lads.
Yes, do that.
But yeah, like, obviously they're both just sort of, like, back at their parents, and it's sort of, like, at least they're, you know, with people as well. Because I think that's definitely something that I think a lot of people are struggling with. I know that they're like, I live alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So I've got no one to hang out with.
And stuff like this and video calls, all that, it's so important, just like keeping connected to everyone, I think. But yeah, no, it has been really cool to catch up again.
Yeah.
Again, yeah. No, honestly, yeah. Obviously, like, I'd love to do this again. So yeah, excited to see what you guys come out with next, both musically and this podcast. Because like I know I say it like every time you do it every week, but like honestly, like going to work every week still is like can be a bit of a slog, and like this always just makes me laugh.
I'm glad, man. That's what we wanted to do, you know. That's literally why we did it, because everyone else has got nothing else to do and it's something funny for people to listen to. So I'm really glad it's kind of at least one person it's working for.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got a quiz to get to.
Right, my food is definitely cold now, so see you guys
later.
later.
We'll wrap this up, man. It's been really nice, though.
Adios.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
And you guys.
Catch you in a bit, man.
In a bit,
dude.
See you later, dude.
Stay safe. Cheers, guys. Bye.
Okay. See you.